You need a pre-approval letter. You need to be approved for a mortgage unless you're going to be paying cash for that house. But most of you aren't. And so what's very important is to develop a relationship with a local lender rather than somebody, that you found on the internet, because the process can become complex, and then you can run into situations that require somebody who's immediately there for you. And in that regard, I want to introduce you to Brian Vaughan, who is working with Fairway Independent Mortgage and has been doing a great job helping a lot of our clients to get their loans and to be able to find the house of their dreams. Brian?
Thanks, Steve. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Yes, my name is Brian Vaughan. So I've been in the mortgage industry since 2020. I actually come from, prior to that, a history in the service industry.
And one of the things that impresses me about you and makes me feel comfortable about endorsing your work is you're a great people person, and you're always giving. You've always got some new piece of information to share. The other day you sent me a piece that I thought was great, and I'm sharing it with you. So we appreciate that. And also you're working with Barb McHenry, who's an old friend, a dear friend, who's been in the industry forever. So I feel comfortable with not just you, but also with the organization.
There are as many loan programs, it feels like sometimes, as there are individual borrowers that come through. And so you can find, more often than not, you can find some way to help somebody qualify if there's some component of their situation that is a challenge for them. But the only way to get there is to begin the conversation with a lender. And I should say also, not all lenders are created equal. Not all lenders do all loan programs.
And there are certain programs that that would be beneficial to, let's say, a first-time home buyer because of maybe a low interest rate or maybe some terms that make it easier for them to get it.
Yep. Yeah. So a couple of things there. There's the conventional loan programs both have options for first-time homeowners. There are other programs that are for true first-time home buyers, people who have never owned property before.
Right.
We do a lot of work with the Vermont Housing Finance Authority, the VHFA for short, and they have an incredible first-time homeowner program. They have a number of options, but their best ones, yes, you get a break on interest rate. You get a break on mortgage insurance. You get a break on, or rather, you can qualify for down payment assistance. And as of today, or maybe yesterday, they actually just announced that they raised a number of their qualifying parameters. So their income caps are higher now. So that opens it up to more borrowers. And they raised their down payment assistance maximum from $10,000 to $15,000.
Which really speaks to the fact that as a loan officer, you need to be in the know. You need to be somebody who's able to bring this new information to bear. Let me ask you one more question, Brian. And what do you suppose it is that so many first-time home buyers or people who are relatively new to this are so skittish? They're so hesitant, reluctant to make that first call, to get on the phone with a lender, and which is problematic for me as a realtor who wants to take people out to see property. But if they're not pre-qualified, then it's a big waste of time.
You need to find somebody who you trust, somebody who you feel like is just going to be straightforward with you, who's not going to jerk you around, who's going to tell you the truth about your situation, but also be informed and be able to tell you what you need to do so that you totally understand the ground within which you're operating.
And I've had clients who were reluctant to get in touch with a lender because they didn't know anything about their finances. And that saying, I didn't go to the restaurant because I was hungry. That's the very reason you should do it. Playing back, or maybe they're afraid of being, being laughed out of the office, or I don't know what your experience is, but you often feel that people's situation isn't hardly ever as bad as they think it is.
It is not an individual's job to know the questions to ask when they come in and reach out to us, right? That's my job. They're not going to know what I need to know. So my role in that first conversation, when I first get on the phone with somebody, is, hey, I'm going to ask you, this is what I say to them when I first get them on the phone. I say, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. What is your monthly income that can be used for qualifying? What is your monthly debt load? your entire debt load, not just what shows up on a credit report,
Mhm.
and what is your asset situation.
Right.
Those are the big questions that we need to settle. And of course, your credit report and your credit score. But those are the things we need to settle because those are the things that an underwriter is going to look at in the process.
Right.
And any questions that we ask about your personal financial situation is not because I want to invade your personal life. It's because we need to account for that information, because if we don't know, I can't advise you correctly on your situation. And what can happen is we get halfway through the process, you get under contract and something pops up. That's worst case scenario for everybody.
Right.
So what I want to do is start by establishing that all I want to do is be helpful. And I'm only going to ask you questions that are geared towards that. And then earn your trust so that you feel like you can come to me and you can tell me certain things about your life, so I can get you the best deal possible and work all the angles to make sure you qualify.
A lot of people are walking in with fear about about maybe not knowing the answers to your questions, but you're in the best position to show them where to find those answers and help them.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
The second thing that kind of popped into my mind while you were talking about getting credit reports, and a lot of people are afraid to have their credit pulled because of the impact it might have on their credit score.
So if you have your credit, if you're mortgage shopping, you're going to go to Fairway and you're going to go to any number of other lenders and get quotes. If you get, each one of them is going to have to pull your credit to give you a definite picture of where you stand, right? There's minimum qualifying credit scores for every loan program under the sun. So that is going to tell us exactly where we can even start as a baseline for a conversation. Credit bureaus understand that if you are shopping for a mortgage, you need to have your credit pulled. So if you have multiple pulls from a mortgage lender within a 14-day period, the credit bureaus only count it as one pull.
Brian, could you explain how people might get in touch with you?
So if you Google the Fairway Mortgage in South Burlington, you're going to get connected to us. You'll find our website there too. You can actually find me individually as a loan officer if you look on the About Us section of that page. And you can actually click a link that will take you to the application that is specifically for me.
Brian, thank you so much for your time, for your wisdom and insight, and for sharing yourself with our community. Those of you who are out there, now you know Brian. He's got a great background and can really help you understand what your needs are and put you on the path to success. So we'll see you again next time. If you enjoyed this and you like the material we're putting out there, please do subscribe to this channel. Let other people know about it. And you can always find me at home2vermont.com. That's home, then the number 2, Vermont.com. Have a great day.